Hello and welcome back to another Unix car video. My name is Danny Neville and today we have the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Veloce. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Research Garage in Nuneaton for obviously supplying this vehicle. It's been fantastic and very enjoyable to use. See, unlike most conventional vehicles, the Alfa Romeo has a unique design at the front, giving it a very sporty look and feel, and often you'll notice the number plate to the left or right hand side of the front grille. Being the Veloce, you will see that sported around the car, making it prominent that you are a proud owner of an Alfa Romeo Veloce. I love these very dark grey alloy wheels, look incredibly sporty and really setting off against the Alfa Romeo Red. Paintwork is called Alfa Red. I didn't realise it's actually the same as Ferrari Red, but instead of Ferrari Red, it's called Alfa Red. At the back we have a lovely stance, really nice and swooping. As you can see here, the Alfa Romeo badge sported right to the dead centre as we saw at the front of the vehicle, and as you can see, a beautiful iconic design in the Alfa Romeo. Exhausts at the bottom really do set this car off at the rear, probably its most noticeable feature. The two large exhausts are relatively big for an SUV, giving that real sporty standout feature and style. On the Veloce, privacy glass comes as standard, so make sure when you're specifying or ordering your Alfa Romeo Stelvio, you know which one you're ordering. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio comes in a variety of different model variants, including the Sprint, a Sport, Lusso, Veloce as you see here, and the top charts Quadrifoglio. Different about this compared to top of the charts Quadrifoglio? Well, most prominently it's the engine. This has a 2 litre, the Quadrifoglio has a 2.9 litre kicking out much more brake horsepower, around 510 brake. This one has 280. A 2 litre engine kicking out 280 brake horsepower, 400 newton meters of torque is quite incredible. As we can see just here, on the actual arm of the washer blade, the wiper blade here, jets squirt out, rinsing the front windshield, unlike a lot of other cars. Most cars are more conventional they spray the windscreen and you sort of have to time it perfectly with when the windscreen wipers are moving. Not on the Alfa Romeo. The actual wiper blades have the outbursts of the water jets, so you can literally jet and wash your windscreen perfectly as you go. I know brands such as Jaguar used to have that feature. I don't know why they've taken such a beneficial feature off their cars, but Alfa Romeo comes as standard. Thumbs up to Alfa Romeo for that. Now we look at the side of this vehicle, and obviously you see the creases and bulges within the paintwork and the bodywork, and it really does flare beautifully as you'd expect any Italian car to be. Design is always one of their biggest boxes ticked in big green as well. So as you can see here, it doesn't fail throughout the vehicle. Every element's been designed beautifully, and as we can see, great formation of the doors. So you have keyless entry. You can unlock and lock the vehicle by pressing the door handle, and then you have nice and easy access into the vehicle. Great if you've got 5 of you, you've got things in your hand, just walk up to the door, straight in and out. In the rear, we have plenty of space as well. I saw a few images and I was a bit concerned how much space was in the back, but there's actually plenty of space, as I'll demonstrate here. So remember, I'm 6 foot tall, and we'll just go in at the back, as you can see. And there you've got plenty of space to enjoy a sports SUV. And I've got the seat at the front here is actually in the furthest setting back it goes. So as we'll see in a bit, I'll go further forward, sit in my driving position, and demonstrate the rear again. As you can see here, it's got convenience styling and features. So the seat goes right back when you exit the vehicle. And then when you get back to the vehicle, it remembers where your last memory saved seating position was, and forward you go towards the steering wheel. As you can see here, the seat is well back, as far back as it goes, so you've got easy access in and out of the vehicle. Really like that. So then you, for instance, get into the position you drive at, which is around here, and you've got a beautiful seating position for yourself to enjoy the vehicle in. Much like the Ferrari, you've got the start-stop engine button on the steering wheel, and just like the Ferrari California, you have column-assisted paddle shifters as well. If I now show you the back of the seats, you can now see how much space you have with me in my driving seated position. So as you see there, loads of space. Again, 6 foot, 6 foot, no knees touching the seat in front, plenty of space. And again, plenty of headroom between myself and obviously the roof lining. So you're not having to tuck your head in or worry about your hair. You're sitting in nice and comfortably, get in and out as you wish. Space for an iPad or magazine. In the driver's seat, you have space just here for any valuables. Some people keep sunglasses and so forth in there as well. You've got auto stop start buttons just here, parking sensors there, and you can increase or decrease the brightness of your dials as well. Just here, you've got your light settings, nice buttons, and all very high quality as well. So here you've got automatic lights, as you'd typically want. Right, so now the steering wheel system. So just here we've got the indicators and lights. So you can go up and down the indicators and so forth. And then here we have the paddle shifters. Just on the right, you can flick through the menu options by clicking this button, and you can go up and down the settings in terms of the windscreen wiper speeds just here as well. So you've got automatic slow, automatic sensitive, then you've got basically manual or just constant slow speed or high speed window wiping. And you can push it down to wipe the rear window and push it up to rear the front. You can push it forward to squirt the front windscreen, or pull it back to squirt the back windscreen, rear view screen. On the left, you've got indicators left, right, up and down. Push it forward for full beam or back for temporary full beam. And then on the steering wheel itself, you've got automatic distance control. So you can be essentially, you've got 4 settings of how close in front you want to be to the car. Great if you're on cruise control. So if you want to be in cruise and not have to keep adjusting your speed or slowing down and setting the cruise again, it's got adaptive cruise on the Veloce. So you can set 1, 2, 3 or 4, how far you want to be in terms of car lengths. You can then go up and down in terms of cruise control speeds. And then you've also could cancel it if you want to turn the cruise control off. You've also got downhill settings here if you want to decline the vehicle and control the speed at the decline as well. You can answer calls and cut off calls very easily. You've got voice control by clicking that one, and switch between your favourite music tracks here. Scroll up and down for the volume. The steering wheel is leather, and it's a very nice steering wheel in terms of thickness and size, and you have great feedback from the steering. A lot of cars nowadays, you've got barely any sensitivity to the road or steering itself. The Alfa Romeo is very responsive, much like a sports car. Very responsive indeed, and you haven't got too much padding. You have got a bit of obviously dynamics here, making it feel very sporty and special. I love the Alfa Romeo badge in the black and silver contrast as well. Just over here in the center console, we have space for a mobile phone, so you can essentially have wireless charging on your mobile phone as well, or pull it out if you want, obviously as and when you leave the vehicle. Put it in, and mobile automatic remote wireless charging kicks in. Just down right in the middle of the car, in the bottom, you have got a sensory position for the actual key fob. So you put your key just down there and then obviously sync it up with the car as well. I do like the key on the Alfa Romeo. It's a nice design, very classy. It's a little bit large, but it's not too large. Certainly prominent, certainly classy. I would certainly like the feature to close and open the boot with 2 clicks. So 1, 2, boot opens, another 2 clicks, boot closes. Very convenient indeed. You've got a very high quality finish center console with an aluminium-y, carbony fibre sort of style design. And then you've got really good quality instruments in the middle. Nothing feels cheap or nasty. It feels all very premium in here. The cup holder space has got space here for 2 large drinks, but you've also got grippers in the middle if you've got a smaller drink as well. So I noticed that worked particularly well. You can slide your phone in and out of the socket, as you can see here, nice and conveniently for when you're driving along. I personally tend to use the MPOW magnetic holder for your car, as you see just there, and then you've got another screen almost on the vehicle. That's what I tend to use, and hopefully that helps for anyone else who wants something like that. So we have an 8-speed automatic within this vehicle. So you can literally flick it into drive by pulling it down, back into neutral by pushing it up, and into reverse by clicking down the button at the back and pushing it back into reverse as well. P for park, P is P on and off, and then you click and scroll off once you're in drive to the left to go into manual mode. So now if we look at the boot space, so as you can see here, I've set the boot to level 3, and that's because I often use a car park whereby the ceiling level is here. However, you can just very easily lift the boot to the full setting, and that is level 4. When I showed you on the cluster inside and infotainment system, this is level 4 setting. You can have level 3, 2 and 1. So here we go, here's the boot. So at the back, you've got a large subwoofer, which is great when you're playing tunes and pumping tracks. The sound system is very good in this car as standard, and the Harman Kardon's even better. So we have clip points just here. So if you're clipping anything down, you've got 4 clip points, enable you to harness and trap down any contents. Alfa offer many additional options when it comes to load space and luggage. You've got your privacy just there. You have another 12-volt power point here. You've got a clipping system just here, either side for shopping bags, so you can clip them in and they don't fly around the boot. And also there's other systems where you can have it racked out all in here if you really want to go to town with the boot space. You've got more secret compartments just under here, and you've got a quick tyre kit here to get you home or to the tyre shop to get it replaced if you're to have any need for that. And you've also got all your systems just in here. Just at the back, you can obviously lock the system or just click the button and let the tailgate drop. Nice and easy, no dirty fingers. So this is it in normal setting, just turning on, and I'll just give it a little rev. So as you can see, there's no real soft limiter there. I'll put it into D, into dynamic. And there you go, that gives you a taste and a flavour of what the vehicle sounds like in a stationary position. So you've seen the outside of the vehicle, now let's see how it performs. Let's take it for a drive. Right, so we're now inside the vehicle. Let's take this beauty for a drive. So we just slip it into drive, into D. We're going to go in the neutral setting to begin with. Let's not go too crazy. Okay, so as you can see here, the instruments obviously for the vehicle, you've got traditional rev counter and dial gauge, which I personally really like, as I've said in many other videos. And then you've got the tech in the middle. That's what you want. So it shows you your range, 202 miles left. This vehicle's done 2,816 miles. It's showing we're pointing north. The petrol gauge just here just shows we are about 3/4 full of a tank, and the temperature on the left is showing its bars as well. And the average miles per gallon illustrated is around 40 miles per gallon combined if you drive it very sensibly. But no cars I drive tend to get to the stats because I don't drive them as you should do. So let's go. So we're now turning around. Okay, bit of a novelty item in a way, but we'll show you how the washer jets work in a second. So if we get to about here, be a nice demonstration point. So I said to you that the washer jets come off the blade of the windscreen wiper rather, instead of just squirting on the windscreen. So let's just watch that in action now. So as you can see here, as I actually wash the windows, they come down the actual arm of the windscreen, nice and smooth, really nice and easy. So most people driving this car are going to want a sporty, fun yet comfortable driving experience. And it really does tick that box. I can't explain how overly impressed I am with this car. What I thought it'd do well at, it's done even better at. And some areas I thought it would fall foul of. It's not. It's achieved it and exceeded it. I'm often got caught finding surprises. I'm like, oh, didn't realise it did that. Didn't realise it could do that. Oh, I didn't realise it come with that on this level. Because £51,000, let's not kid each other. It's a lot of money. The thing is, all cars now are so expensive. It's not as much money as it once was, but what you get for your value for money when you compare it to other cars is a huge amount. You get so many goodies on this. Best watch out for the delivery drivers. Okay. So how's the handling? Steering, very, very responsive. We had a Range Rover Sport recently on the channel. Nowhere near the amount of responsiveness out the steering wheel. It's a lot slower turning experience, if you like, on the Range Rover Sport, which is important to note if you're comparing the two. The feedback through the wheels is good. You can feel what you're hitting, what you're driving on. Great feedback. As I say, Alfa Romeo as a brand really is a driver's car. And that's why people love, obviously, Alfa Romeo, is because it is for the drivers. I do love, obviously, other makes and nationalities of cars as well. All I would say is some of them can be so robotic and sort of so good that you lose a lot of that driving experience. And I feel the Italians just inject that excitement that you expect and want from a car. And that's certainly achieved by the Alfa Romeo range. So you can go around very comfortably here. I've had 5 people in here multiple times and no one's asking to get out or saying they've not got enough space. The seats in the back are comfortable. You've got enough padding and seating position, particularly in the middle. It's probably like a 7 out of 10 experience in the middle at the back. Some cars have got a very uncomfortable 5th seat where you've almost got no padding, whereas on here you have actually got some pretty good padding. And also some of the 5th seats bulge up, so it's almost, well, really uncomfortable for the person to be sitting there. This is pretty flat, so you haven't got that issue either. Another thing I didn't realise, as I was reading through various reports and documents on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio as we're driving here, and I didn't realise it's rated one of the safest cars in an accident. I haven't gone deep into why that is, but that's a pretty big testament, because I'd have thought something much bigger and heavier would be giving you a safer, better safety rating. But the Alfa Romeo Stelvio actually scored really high on the safety aspect. So if you've got a family, or if you're having this car, you'd like to feel safe on the road, then obviously you want to make sure it's safe in an accident, because that's the whole reason you're buying the car for that, if you're buying it for that reason. I like the ride height of this car, because you're not so high that it feels like you're sitting on top of a bus, and it's not low where you can't see where you're going. I love supercars and I love sports cars and everything like that, and I've had quite a few, but the only downside, or one of the downsides I'd say, is that obviously you lose the visibility element, particularly on British, English roads, and it's the same across most roads. There's traffic on them and you can't see what's ahead. Whereas in this sports utility vehicle, you can see what's ahead. You can see if traffic's slowing up, if there's an accident ahead. You can see if you can overtake or can't, whichever the case may be. And you've got enough power to shoot past someone if you want to as well. In terms of acceleration, you can certainly catch people up or overtake people as and when you need and when you want. You've also got brushed aluminium pedals as standard. It's important to note that the number of brands where I'd expect brushed aluminium pedals, and you've got rubber pedals, which is like, doesn't really add up here. Again, standard on the Alfa Romeo. Responsiveness from the accelerator is decent, and it's an 8-speed automatic on this one. So when you're doing longer mileage, the car goes up to gears 7 and 8, gets the miles per gallon right down, boosting that average combined miles per gallon. So for a petrol, it's a 2 litre, and it's very fuel efficient. Yet, you have enough power to be fun, athletic, and racy as well. So, as I say, if you're looking at this thing and thinking, right, 2 litre seems a bit small, don't. Take one out, book it for a test drive, and be impressed. Be ready to be impressed with how powerful this 2 litre engine is. I can't believe it. My last car was a 5.2 litre V10, and obviously you've got oodles of power from that. And I didn't want something that's going to be powerless or lackluster. Really like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, and I was looking at the Quadrifoglio 2.9 litre twin turbo, and then at the local garage they said, why don't you try this one to give you an idea of feel and what you think to it. And I was super impressed with how powerful the 2 litre was, and I didn't realise it did 5.7 0 to 60. That is no slouch. There's not that many cars sub 5 seconds, unless you go into supercar territory or £100,000 plus. So it's a very quick car. So on the road, it's noticeable. A lot of people do look at the car, think it's because it's got the red accents. And I've also cheekily sort of said a few times, if you stuck a Ferrari badge on this, most people probably think it would be a Ferrari, particularly in the Alfa Red. If you had the Quadrifoglio, it basically is a baby Ferrari for a third of the price. The new Ferrari SUV is coming out. Can't wait to drive it, can't wait to review it. But that's going to be double, 3 times the price of this, like the Lamborghini Urus. I saw a Lamborghini Urus yesterday, and don't get me wrong, some people like matte black colour, but it just didn't look the same as a Lamborghini Huracan or Aventador, Murcielago. Don't get me wrong, SUVs are great and they can look awesome, but I think you need something to make it set apart. Because I saw a Lamborghini Urus in yellow with black wheels, and that looked epic. I must admit, that did look supercar level. But unless you get a real supercar colour, I think the supercar effect can really be lost quite quickly, as it happened yesterday when I saw one in London. So thank you very much for watching yet another Units Car video. My name is Danny Neville, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.